So, have you been trying to master this concept of making video to market your business a whole lot better? Do you want to get your brand out there? Do you want to attract a certain customer? Do you want to display your products and your services by using the power of video? And when I say power, I mean power because, as you know, the number one thing that people are into nowadays is video marketing. Video marketing is where it's at. And I have heard your questions and heard your pleas. You have asked me time and time again, what type of camera are you using? What type of space do I need? What type of microphone and lighting do I need in order to make good quality video to highlight my business and to sell some stuff? Well, if those questions have been on your mind, then today is the day because I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know and how much it's going to cost you in order to produce good quality video on a regular basis to take your business to the next level. So keep watching because it is time to talk about the video gear that will help you make video that will help your business grow. Let's get to work. CPTV, you an entrepreneur, I got what you need. CPTV. Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. I'm CP, and this is the place for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs who want to turn their ideas and passions into flourishing businesses and those businesses into seven-figure empires. So if that sounds like you, then you are in the right place. Make sure you subscribe, that you leave me a comment, that you say, hey, what up, CP, in the comments below, because today I am so pumped to walk you through all of the gear that you need to produce good quality video. So without further ado, let's get started. And I want to make sure that we start with cameras. That's where we're going to begin our journey. So I want to tell you a little bit about my video journey as I introduce some of this equipment to you because I've used different ones and we've upgraded over time. So I'm going to walk you through it. But first, I want you guys to know what I'm recording with right now. Now, typically I wouldn't be recording this much video with this particular apparatus, but because I'm trying to show you the other video cameras that we use in our business, and not only are they great video cameras, but they're also great photo cameras, I had to use this apparatus to record a lot of this video. And what I'm using right now is my iPad mini. That's right. So even if you don't have a whole lot of money to spend on luxurious cameras or even to get some of the equipment that I'm going to share with you today, I want you to feel confident in knowing that you can use your iPad or your iPhone or your own Samsung phone to really get good quality video. It's all in the settings. So right now, this iPad that's recording is set, if you go into settings, you actually scroll down, this is set at 4K 60 PMs. So basically 60 frames per second, 60 FPSs, as well as 4K is what I'm recording in right now. And you might be wondering, well, what mics are you using? And even though we're not going to dive into mics right now, I want to make sure that I talk about it, but I'm just really using right here. I'm using my AirPods. So those get great quality sound. They're going to really deliver that voice. They're not going to give you that echoing feeling, but you can set up a great video option just like I have right here. Now, I'm not going to record this entire video using the iPad because I am going to switch to some cameras as I walk you around and show you different pieces of equipment. But I wanted to at least start with the basics. An iPad mini and iPhone is going to get the job done for you. I recorded some of my very first videos using this phone right here. Great. Now, the one thing that I did like about continuing to use my phone is the memory that it takes up. But get them out of your phone, put them in a cloud, get them ready for editing. It works just the same. So if you don't have a lot of money to buy cameras, keep in mind you can use equipment that you already have. An iPad, an iPhone is great for recording, and then some AirPods can give you the sound that you want. Now, moving on from the iPad, our very first camera that I did a lot of my videos and video lessons with is this Canon mirrorless camera. Now, I want to make sure that I show you guys, this has a huge kind of contraption on it there. So it doesn't come looking like that. It actually comes looking like this. Give you guys a picture. And this is the Canon EOS Rebel T6i. It does have a lot of configurations. It also has kind of a screen there. It is a great mirrorless camera, but it's kind of bulky and heavy. We use this and still do for photographs as well. But the recording, I've kind of upgraded a bit. But this was my very first camera after my iPhone. I absolutely love it. It can be received on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. And there's really good deals for it right now because there's so many different levels of upgrades that have taken place since then. But I also got this additional lens, which does kind of increase the cost a little bit, but it allows us to really do it. And when you see people using kind of the mirrorless cameras, you get that like blur in the background. That's really what a mirrorless camera is. Now, it did take a while for us to learn the details of the camera, what settings to put it on, how to actually utilize the camera. But this was one of my favorites, and it actually got us through probably our first 2 to 3 years of filming video. So it's totally worth it. It is a little bit heavier. It does come, as you can see, with that at the bottom. You can actually hook it up onto a really good tripod and just record. Now we got this lens so that we have a little bit more control on the zoom and on the framework that we use during editing. But as you can see, this makes it look like a real professional looking camera. Yes, I loved it. And I still do. We don't use it for recording every day anymore, but we still do use it for great photography. And it's a great camera. So make sure you check it out. And don't worry, the links for all of the stuff that I'm going to talk to you about will be down below in the description. So you can go ahead and click and grab them. But this was one of our first cameras. Now, beyond the mirrorless cameras, one of my needs included being able to do more vlog style posts and be able to have things that was on the go. When I'm not using my iPad mini to actually record, I wanted to be able to have a good quality camera. And so we switched and recently upgraded a little less than a year ago to this Canon G7X. Now, I did a lot of research on this, and I actually had my team researching it for me, and it's way lighter, as you can see. So much smaller, so much easier to handle. It's got also some great features in it, and it really does allow you to kind of go with it. And I really loved the fact that it had that pop-up screen, because if I'm recording myself, I can see myself in that screen and that frame and that footage, and I can know kind of what I'm recording. So this upgrade was definitely worth it. We also looked at the Sony, which is also a great camera. And this one does a lot of the same features. Now, one of the things I don't like about it as much is this autofocus feature that sometimes goes wonky. So if you guys have been watching our videos lately and you see, why is Cheryl out of focus? It's because it has an autofocus, but I really need to have that autofocus on if I am talking to you guys vlog style, meaning I'm walking around with the camera. So it's really important. It's nice and compact and small. It's easy for me to handle, and I really do love this upgrade. So that is what we are using right now. The PowerShot Z7X Mark III does have Wi-Fi. It does have the ability for you to have a mic, just like the Canon that I mentioned before. And to attach the mic is really important. It's kind of over here on the side. And that was critical for me when I was looking for cameras. I wanted to make sure that I could attach an external microphone, because the sound that comes in some of these cameras isn't an ideal sound. And one of the most important things that you'll learn when you're recording video is that lighting is way, 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 way critical. And sound is so critical. If you've got bad lighting and you've got bad sound, people are not going to watch your videos. They're not going to watch them all the way through. And ultimately, your content isn't going to have as much impact. So I love this camera as well. And those are pretty much the 3 cameras that we utilize on a daily basis. We use the G7X Mark III right now. We used to use our mirrorless, and now we kind of use it to get different scenery and different backgrounds and some photos. And then a great iPad mini or an iPhone. It is not that complicated. You too can record. And let's move on now to sound. Sound, I think, is critical. So let's talk about some microphones that we use. All right, so we are back. I have switched cameras. I am no longer using the iPad mini. I am now using the Canon G7X. And the G7X I also love because it allows me to use the external mic that I mentioned to you already. And the external mic that you see here, it's a lapel mic, and it has a remote control, like on the other end. It's 2.4G microphone. I get the question all the time, what mic are you using? And it's actually this brand here. It comes with this case. So it's Kimafun. I think it was like Kimafun. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Kimafun? Something like that, y'all. Keep it fun. Anyway, I get asked all the time, what mic are we using? I have been using this mic. I absolutely love it. It's a lapel mic, and it really does pick up sound. It allows you to have remote, I believe, up to like 50 feet away. I've actually used it for speaking engagements as well, because I like to use a lapel mic because I am a walking speaker. And when I'm walking around and I'm doing my speaking thing, I like to be able to just talk. And so I've actually taken it with me on speaking gigs. If I'm going on a speaking gig and they don't have a wireless lapel mic, I bring it with me, and it allows me to really, from a distance, work in the room. So it's one of my favorite mics. It's the one that we use to record all the time. So you just kind of clip it right here. I kind of manipulate that piece. It's got like that mic cover in it, which I think is really important. And I just kind of clip it to my lapel here. Now I'm holding 2 hands. And then I just kind of connect it to my pants right there, you can see. So it's wireless, but that's my favorite mic. Now I'm also going to walk you through some of my other favorite mics right now, because we do use multiple different mics. In order to do that, we've got to kind of slip into my office and take a look at some of the other mics that I use when we are recording as well. So I want to give you all of the options. All right, so let's take a look and walk over here now and be right with you. Okay, so one of my other favorite mics that I use is this one right here. It is a Rode mic. Absolutely love it. This kind of little fur thing comes off. This is kind of what it looks like. And I use this mic. Let me make sure we got it in a good focus here for you guys. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, all right, perfect, there it is. So this is a Rode mic. As you can see, it also allows you to connect to an external camera. And I also can use this in my laptop. So if I am on the road and I am recording video from my laptop or doing a Zoom presentation or doing a screen share, this is one of my favorite mics to use, as well as the lapel. It does come with this sound screen right here, as you can see, which you can take on or take off. So this is more of my travel mic that I take with me that can actually connect to the equipment. It's amazing. It has amazing sound. And I believe when I got this one, I'm not sure what the price is right now, but I believe when I got this one, it was probably about 40 bucks, no more, no less. So I love that mic as well. Another one of my favorite mics is this. It's like a podcasting stand mic. This mic stays connected to my computer at all times. When I am on a Zoom call, when I'm doing a screen share, when I'm doing a lesson presentation or a webinar, it also comes with this like sound screen. I use it. It sits at my desk. It's connected to my computer. And I got this one on Amazon as well. The link will be below. And this mic, I don't even remember what it's called, y'all, but I absolutely love it. It picks up great sound from a distance. So I can kind of keep it over here in the corner near my computer. And when I'm on my computer, like doing anything, it can be pretty far away and still pick up great sound. So this is a podcasting stand mic that I use as well, and that I highly recommend if you do a lot of computer work. You guys have been on Zoom calls as well, where the person sounds like they're in a tunnel, and I try to avoid that at all costs. So this is definitely a highly recommended kind of standing mic that can be right there on your computer. It does connect via USB, and it just kind of USBs right into my computer, as you can see. So any computer that allows for a USB connection, this mic would be a great fit for. Even if you took it with you on the road, but it's just a little heavy and bulky for the road. So that's what I use the Rode mic for. But this one also works really well for kind of standing alone situations. And my fourth and final mic that I use is a full-blown hand manipulatable, podcasting mic, like the kind that they use in radio stations. You might be thinking I'm a little extra, and I might be, but it's also one of my faves. If I'm actually using the studio, this one stays static in my studio. The other one stays static in my office when I'm using my big desktop to actually do stuff. This one, if I'm on my laptop or I'm doing a presentation where the studio is the background, it kind of stays here, but it does the same thing as the other mics. It also has the sound shield on it. It picks up great sound. It's totally manipulatable. This kind of moves around. You can move it right to your mouth. You can tighten it up where it'll stay. Let me show you that. And I love it. So it kind of sits here in the studio in the corner. And then if I am talking or on a different laptop or want the studio as a background, it kind of stays static here. And this one also connects to computers via a USB port. As you can see, it connects to our studio desk this way. So it's not really a good travel mic. You wouldn't want to take it with you. But if you've got like a regular area that you'll be filming in or that you'll be recording in, this mic is also perfect. And it it gives you a little bit more leeway because it has the arm where you can kind of bring it. So for me too, I've used this for guests in the studio if I'm doing, you know, a guest recording, and it too is one of my favorite microphones. So as you can see, you know, microphones are critical. The sound is critical. I do invest in those microphones. I do recommend that you invest in a microphone, but I've used those 4 different, well, actually 5 if you include my AirPods. Those 5 different mics can give you the sound that you need and the quality of sound that you need to really have some good, strong video. All right, so you've seen how microphones can work and what microphones can really do for you. Love it. Now that we've touched on microphone, I want to talk about space. The space that you really need to get a good quality recording, because space is really important. So I want to touch on and show you guys a little bit about the CPTV studios and kind of what we do and what I did to actually create a space where I could record. I get a lot of feedback from you guys sometimes that says my biggest problem is I don't have a dedicated space to record in, so it's difficult for me. It requires all this setup. When I'm going to record, I got to go get this whole thing together, and it just unmotivates me from recording. So I totally recommend setting up a specific space for you to utilize when you are recording, and I will take you on a tour of the CPTV studios so that you can take a look at my space. It is not that large, surprisingly, and it's not that big. You don't need a whole lot of space. You just need some place dedicated for yourself. So let's take a look, and I will give you a tour. All right, so we are walking in. Now this is a room in my office. So I've got a separate office outside. I know you guys know this already. And I took one of the smaller offices and actually turned it into the studio. When we moved offices at our previous place, it was also the studio. We did some redecorating when we moved. But in essence, it's just kind of this space. So if I walk up to give you a relational view, this is the door walking into the office. And then this is legitimately the office space. So all of what you see here, I got from IKEA. No joke. I furnished this entire office space, I want to say 3 to 4 years ago. It's probably due for a little bit of an update, but I furnished this entire office space with IKEA. I think it was less than $500. And I was able to find a lot of good stuff that brands it. There's a picture of my family. I've got like this as well that allows me, if I'm recording at night, to get some additional light. This is one of their, just a table. I also have kind of an extra chair over here if I want to do a shot with just a blank wall behind or a green screen. Ignore the junk over there in the corner, y'all. That's all kinds of equipment that, you know, I like to try out and see if it works. Then this is also kind of a bucket of additional equipment. I use it for photo shoots. It's just kind of different props. I've got like a little side table there. We've got all of our electrical stuff plugged up. And then, yes, we got this lamp. And then if we go over, I've got my office chair that I sit in. I actually made this artwork, believe it or not. Actually created it. It was a really cool craft thing, and it was a special paint. You basically like light it on fire. You put this alcohol paint down, you light it on fire, and it creates these. And I just got some frames and created this artwork myself. So, oh, actually my administrative assistant also helped me. It was her idea because I'm not like the craftiest person. But I love them, and it allowed me to choose the colors that were on brand for CP Enterprises, which I love, and it kind of stands behind there. Then I just got this cube area to kind of have like a little backdrop. And then I also keep books, different props that we might use during videos. I've got my lava lamp there. My salt lamp, I'm sorry, of course, my Zen, my Buddhas, and then of course my elephants. And then this, I've gotten questions about this before, which I thought is so cute. It's a diffuser. It gives me the sense that I need. So it doesn't have water in it right now, so it's not going to come on. But in essence, it just gives me different light, and it pulls out, you know, water. And I use different essential oils when I'm recording to kind of keep me in my Zen space. This is one of my favorites. It is sweet orange, one of my favorites. And then I've also got lavender and some greenery. So there's Asher over there in the corner, so I can grab him whenever I want to. But as you can see, it's not that crazy of an office space. I mean, you can do an office or a backdrop or scenery for your own recording in a closet, in a corner, in a bedroom. I do recommend that you have a dedicated video space set aside. It makes it so much easier just to flip the camera on record and actually record. It's critical. And I totally recommend it. I think that it's critical for me to be able to stay consistent with my videos. If I didn't have this space, it would be much more difficult. And I feel you. If I had to set up a space every single time I was recording, I probably wouldn't record. So the space that you create for yourself is absolutely critical as well. But I want to also show you this other piece of equipment. It's kind of in the miscellaneous category. Oh, you know what? I'll wait on miscellaneous. Let's go directly into lighting. The other key area for quality video gear and production is lighting. So let me walk you through kind of what our lighting setup is around here. All right. Okay, so first things first, these are my primary 2 studio lights that we use. As you can see, this Fivotech Studio Pro is amazing. I'm going to turn it off right now because if I kind of show you in the camera with the light on, you won't be able to see it. But as you can see, it's a typical white light. It gives off amazing light. If I come over here and kind of show you what the back looks like, it does require electrical, but you can turn it on with the various of brightness. So if I just do 1, it'll give me a little less light. 2, it gives me, and then 3, it gives me maximum light there. Oops, I did something. Okay, yeah. 3 gives me maximum light there. Make sure that's plugged in good. But I love this light. We have had it forever. I've actually replaced it. This hood is removable. So it's a standard bulb. I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 45 watt, 5500K wattage bulbs in it. And it comes with its own hood. And then the secondary light that I use is also, let me move this one out of the way, turn it off so you guys can see, is this standard light. And as you can see, it gives off a little less light. It comes in this set, it comes with this black umbrella with the reflectors, and then it also has white umbrella with the reflectors. I'm going to turn it off so that the lighting improves in this video for you guys to really be able to see it. And I love this light. So these are the 2 primary lights that I use when recording. And this, I believe I got, and don't worry, I'll put it in the links below. I got it so long ago and it's lasted forever. And it was reasonably priced. It came in an initial light set, and I absolutely love it. It gives off the light that we need. So these are the big boy lights that we like to use. Let me tell you a little bit about the little boy lights that I use, and what I use when I'm on the go. All right. Okay, so light number 1. This is actually a combination light and camera. Now, I take this with me when I am on the road, and I am actually using it on my laptop. And this light, it gives off just enough light to give you a good idea when you are going on the road and when you're using your laptop. So I'm going to untangle it here for you to really take a look. This is a Nexigo combination camera light. It connects right on the back of my laptop. And when you plug it in, it gives off just enough light so that you aren't in the dark on a Zoom or on an electronic or web-based presentation. So this is one of my favorites as well. It wraps right up. As you can see, it's a Nexigo. It wraps right up and goes right into my computer bag when I am on the road and I need to do something with my laptop. I just kind of connect it, put it on there, and it gives me enough light. I've also used this light, which is a Lume Cube light, for my laptop as well. This kind of sticks to the back of the laptop, and then it projects a significant amount of light when you are using a laptop or when it's on the go. And it's also really compact, so it allows you to take it with you. Now, I stopped using this one because it started getting annoying because this stuff is supposed to be sticky all the time, and it just stopped sticking very well to my laptop. So I'm going to go back to this one. If you got to get one, this one does great. And then obviously I've got one more light that I want to show you. That's great for on the go, but that I totally recommend if you are doing like a Zoom situation or if you're doing like a video camera situation as well. Now, my last and final light that I love is my Diva light. This, you guys know what it is. And it's not only a great Diva light, but it also kind of sits over my computer. As you can see, when I am on my computer, there's my camera, there's my lighting. I'm always, always, always well lit. And then I also use that Diva light when I am doing TikToks or any other kind of video because you got to have great lighting. The best lighting, of course, is the light of day, right? So if you can position yourself in a place, like as you can see, the light of day, am out here in our lobby and there's so much light streaming in that it looks like I've got great lighting, doesn't it? If you think I've got great lighting, let me know in the comments below. But daytime light is one of the best ways to get good light. So sometimes I'm just kind of filming this way as well from the window. Daytime light is the best. So those are my lighting options, and those are my recommendations. That's the equipment that we use every day. Now I'd also like to talk to you about some of the contraptions and the miscellaneous things that you may want to consider as you begin to create your own video, to give yourself some good leeway on that video, but to also give yourself some more control over that video. So let's talk about miscellaneous video gear. All right, one of my favorite pieces of miscellaneous gear is this teleprompter. Now, this teleprompter, I'm actually in the process of ordering a new one, has seen its day. But in essence, a teleprompter allows me to put a iPad, and I use a specific teleprompting software. And if you want me to get more into using a teleprompter, let me know in the comments below. But you basically put your iPad or your phone right here. It reflects up here, and the person can read from the camera. So it's like what you see when you're like news shows and stuff like that. This wasn't cheap. This is a Glide Gear teleprompter. We've had it forever, and you know, this hood that goes over it, sometimes it drives me crazy, so we've actually kind of broken it apart and cut it up a little bit. But it is an amazing thing. I use it a lot when I'm doing my course video lessons, because those video lessons are very specific. The steps are very specific. YouTube is more impromptu and less scripted, but when you are using a video script, a very detailed video script, the teleprompter is the best. So I would totally recommend using it. It's going to give you a whole different level of flexibility. Also, make sure that you are looking at your camera when you're talking to folks, and they won't necessarily know that you are reading from a teleprompter. So I totally recommend that teleprompter. Okay, so other miscellaneous gear that I want to make sure that we talk about is tripods and stands, and the other stuff that you definitely need to record good video. So these are some of my favorite tripods and stands. Now, we use a large, long, this one goes all the way up. This is the big one that we use when I'm sitting at the desk and recording. This is the Ultimax UMTR50 tripod. It goes up to about 5 foot something from a tripod perspective, and that's the big one that we use. Then I've also got this Joby tripod, which, you know, I don't use as much when I'm doing vlog style. I actually just switched to a new one, which I'm going to share with you right now. But this one is really cool because it allows you to kind of twist and wrap the legs around things. So if you're outside and you want to like put it onto a thing, you can kind of wrap it around it and it'll hold that tripod. It also has a really cool level that I like to use because it lets you know when your camera's straight, and you can also hold it in your hand. It's great for vlogging, but I think it's going to be a better fit for men's hands sometimes because I find that my hands are a little too small to hold it. I also have used this one, and as you can see, I can really get a good grip on it, and then it allows me to kind of stand it up. And it too, I use this sometimes as well. It too has a level, which allows you to kind of level out your camera. And it's great for on the go, like vlogging, things like that. And this brand, I don't really remember what this brand is, but I'll make sure it's included down below. Now, the big daddy that I just got, and I love it, is this Joby that I've actually been using for a while. About a month or so. And I love it because it can telescope really, really high. As you can see, I can hold it in my hand very easily. I've got, you know, girl hands, so it allows me to do that. And it can telescope very high. So I'm going to put the camera on this so that you can kind of get an idea of when you're vlogging, and you can also do like different angles with it. But it's actually my favorite, and it compacts really, really well to be able to throw in a bag and just go. So give me a second, let me hook it up, and then I'll show you kind of the view that you get when you're using it. See, now believe it or not, I've got this camera hooked up to this Joby, and I am doing it like in a vlog style, and it allows me to kind of angle the camera, do different movements, come in, go out, really control what it does. I can adjust this really easily with just a few tweaks. I can bring this camera all the way over so that you can really get some vlogging action going and get it kind of further away. I actually love it. It gives me so much telescopic power, and it really does condense condense down, and it gives me good control. And when I compile it with my updated camera, when I combine it with the G7X, it's very lightweight and allows me to really have a good control over the camera. You see all these good movements I can do? Yeah, it allows me to kind of give you some movement. Okay, I don't want to make you seasick, but that is also one of my favorites. Okay, so other miscellaneous gear that I totally recommend that you get when you are getting your camera, first is batteries. You always want to make sure that you've got extra batteries. Now, these two batteries come with, we had to order it separately, but we did get it together because this came with the Canon, the original Canon, the mirrorless camera that I told you about, the EOS. And you want to get it because with the batteries, this comes with a charger pack, and it allows you to always be charging a battery while you have a battery in the camera. Because when they die and you don't have a backup, it will really delay your progress. So I totally recommend backup batteries and a backup charger when you are getting batteries for your cameras. Now, the Canon, the new G7X that we have, it actually charges wirelessly, and it can also charge with a micro USB port. Well, actually, it's a C charger. So the same ones that are charging like iPads, iPhones, Samsungs now also charges the camera. So I don't necessarily have to worry about backup batteries as much. I just make sure that I put it on the charger just like I would my phone at night, and then it's completely charged. This is also a iPad contraption. I don't know what you call it. I keep saying contraption, y'all. I'm sorry. But basically, this is a addition to the Joby, and it basically connects to it, and it allows you to put your iPad on it so that you can record and use and it also kind of reduces for phones. So it's not just iPads, it's also for phones, and you can record using that as well. This, I believe, was like maybe an extra $20, and it matches with the Joby perfectly, and you just kind of screw it on, and it allows you to be able to adjust, and it turns to both portrait and landscape so that you can record in widescreen and also in portrait screen. This is a great little miscellaneous thing that I love. You also want to make sure that you've got cases, things to travel with. My original, the big boy, it came with this bag. I got like a whole set when I got it on Amazon. And inside it, we've got some extra chargers. We've got some additional like hookups to allow us to use it. And then we've also got some SD cards. Now, SD cards are critical when recording on any kind of camera. You want to make sure that you get one. I've got a big one. I think I've got like 256 just because we do a lot of video and I put them all on there. But you want to make sure that you've got a good amount of SD cards in order to make sure that your camera abilities and your recording abilities are possible. If you don't have a card, the camera won't record. So you got your backup batteries, you've got your cards. I've also got some travel bags here that I use. And then this is one of my favorite. This is actually my old Beats headphone case, and it's perfect because when I am on the road and I am taking my laptop setup, that camera that I showed you, I kind of wrap it up, stick it in there. I've got my Rode mic, so that you can see that as well, and my lighting, and I kind of stick it in my Beats case, zip it up for protection purposes, and I am good to go. So I say this because you want to make sure that you've got protection for your equipment. This is not cheap stuff, right? I mean, it's not crazy expensive and you can get away with a lot of cheap things, but you want to make sure that you've got the right protective gear for all of your gear so that you can actually protect it and pack it up, and it's not going to just kind of fall apart on you. So the miscellaneous category is also very important, and I think it's kind of critical for your success to be able to record on the go no matter where you go. All right, my loves, there you have it. All the video gear that makes CPTV CPTV. You've been asking, and I wanted to make sure, since we're talking about the power of video, the power of YouTube, the power of using video to market in your business, to really consider, yes, all of this equipment, we have grown into it over the years. My team and I, we do a lot of research on the latest equipment. I love to learn about cameras. It's become kind of a side passion and side gig of mine. To learn how to work them is not so much my thing, but I try to keep it simple. But even if you don't have all of this equipment, if you focus on a good recording iPad or iPhone, you've got your AirPods for good sound, and you've got some good lighting, you can make an amazing video with all the stuff that you probably already have. And don't forget, find a good space that you're comfortable in, make it your own, make it off limits, add some spice, add your personality to it because it's so important. Everything in this studio says something about who I am as an individual. I'm very zen. I like to keep it colorful. I'm also very clean line, modern person. And that's what this communicates. But you can produce video with top of the line gear and on a budget. It's absolutely possible and doable. Do not use not having good gear as an excuse not to propel your video marketing strategy to the stratospheres. So if you love this video, please make sure that you let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions about additional gear that maybe I didn't talk about, or you want some more detail about anything that I did mention, please let me know in the comments below. Also, like and share this video. Give me your feedback. And until next time, my loves, I will see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Bye-bye.